Good morning, Mark. Here at the cable show up in Boston, beginning of day two. It's been an exciting day and a little bit already. How are things over at GenBand these days?
Things are going great, Eric. Thanks for asking.
So some interesting news out of the cable and wireless industries actually yesterday with a number of cable operators teaming together to really form a coalition to bring out a national Wi-Fi network. I really think that's going to be a huge benefit, both on the business services side as well as the residential. What's GenBand's take on that?
Actually, I agree with you. It is a big deal. Cable operators do have something that's an overhang for them, which is their wireless strategy. They've tried a lot of different ways. With Clearwire, there was the partnerships with Clearwire. Then some of them actually thought they could actually build a large macro radio cellular network, and those have all proven either very costly or not really easy to implement. So what we think about the voice over Wi-Fi initiative is this helps the operator, the cable operator, actually deliver better quality voice over Wi-Fi type services for things that are in the building themselves. So if you think about a cable operator, they're used to deploying right out to the office, and now they have this ability to have this wireless infrastructure all within the office, as well as then if they have this nationwide coalition, this unified user experience to go outside of the office. GenBand, obviously, we make software that enables that kind of technology to keep the same kind of the call duration or the call experience for the user all the same, as well as the ability then to have integrated dial plans and some other things that really make the cable operator a more efficient service provider to business services.
So do you see this as more of a revenue opportunity for operators or as a value-added service?
You know what? I think it's a little bit of a combination of both. I think they start off with it helps them be more relevant as a supplier, but then there's this ability to do upsell all the way through, because if you have this application kind of environment where you access the telephony network with voice over Wi-Fi, you now have this ability then to bring all the corporate resources all together on a single platform. So integrated dial plans, the ability to get users on and off the network, the big moves, adds, and changes can all then be done by the operator for the customer's benefit. So there's a whole upsell opportunity, I think, in that realm that the cable operators haven't been able to participate in. And some of the other wireline providers, as well as wireless providers, they've been starting to go down that path with hosted telephony applications that bridge both the fixed and the mobile services. Now the cable operators are going to have that same benefit and have a relevant part in that whole ecosystem. They're going to be providing more and more technology solutions with that package.
So looking at it from the mobile worker side, what does that mean for folks like yourself who are on the road, road warriors, having to connect to your business resources all the time, wherever you are?
Yeah, well, if you started getting a more unified user experience with voice over, with Wi-Fi in general, where you didn't have to hunt for your network, didn't have to log in and do all the things that are required to make that Wi-Fi network usable for you, if you didn't have that barrier, you'd be able to then have for us, you just have a client that sits on a smartphone, and you now have an experience on your mobile phone that looks like you're in the office. So, and your personal life can mix in with your business life, and you can actually keep those two things separate. So you have this client that sits on your smartphone, you have a business life that actually has a different ringtones, different address book, different connections to different social media, and then on the other side you have your personal life, and then you'd be able to keep those things separate. And I think that kind of features, those kind of features are what have always made the cable industry more user-friendly. They're much more focused on the actual subscriber themselves. Their whole business model is based on subscribers, not on minutes of use, but the utility for subscribers. And having that kind of feature, I think, is something that's going to be very relevant for the cable operators.
What do other operators, the mobile operators, telcos, other GenBand customers have to do then now to compete with this kind of an operation?
That's a great question. I think one, the adoption of software-driven application services, that's what they're going to have to drive to. GenBand primarily, as you know, Eric, you guys follow GenBand a lot, we're a software company. We build software applications so carrier networks can then be joined up together and they can have access to multiple different users. If you don't adopt this kind of software-driven network architecture, you're not going to be able to keep pace with the cable operators. So the cable operators have crossed that bridge a long time ago. They were big adopters of voice over IP early on. Now they're starting to get the benefits of ubiquity of voice over Wi-Fi. I can kind of see the day where if this coalition works well, This will emulate in a lot of the big, dense urban areas, basically like a cellular type network at a very low cost with everybody participating in the coverage area. And I could see that being something that would be really hard for others to duplicate at the same cost point. LTE and others, they'll fight and they'll have a good way of getting into that, but it'll be a different way than the way the cable operators do it. So I think that's going to be an interesting fight.
The short story here is coalitions like this and the competitive nature of wireless, cable operators, and other landline operators is the more competitive they are, the better it is for companies like GenBand. Mark, thanks for joining me.
Appreciate it, buddy.